on the gun that removes the 3-hit kill range, the RPM, and a lot of stuff that makes it really great. But I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely not bad. It's really insane. I don't know why I would be using it. Okay, fella. Alright, so hello gamers and welcome back to another video. The AUG class of guns is actually pretty large and there's lots of different options here. So today I thought I would rank every single AUG in Phantom Forces. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and like the video. Also, please comment your favorite AUG gun down below, whether it be a conversion like the AUG A1 Para or an actual gun. Just let me know. Whichever one gets the most comments will be the favorite of Phantom Forces, at least in my community. But like, I'm one of the bigger PF YouTubers, not the biggest or anything, but like, I have a decent sized community, so I want to see which AUG people seem to like the most. I think I have an idea of which one is the best. So first off, we have the AUG A1. Now this is the slowest firing except for the AUG H-BAR of the AUG type guns. It has 680 RPM, which isn't really anything too bad, but it's not like an SMG, you know, it's not going to be super fast firing. And the damage on it is 30 to 23. So basically, it doesn't do the best close range damage of any of the AUGs. In fact, it does pretty much the lowest. However, it actually does pretty good long range damage, as well as having really good damage ranges, and of course, like all AUGs, very good recoil. The 4-hit kill range on this one is kind of insane. It's like 140 or 150 studs, which is really good. It's pretty much the best 4-hit kill range you can expect from any of the AUG weapons. And yeah, it doesn't fire the fastest or anything, but it reloads pretty quickly. It's super accurate, and this is an overall really good gun. The only really big downside is, of course, it doesn't shoot super fast, and also that, well, I guess there's two other things. First off, the sight is weird. I don't like having that scope, but if you like to switch to the scope, that's kind of cool, I guess. It's just not that great for me. And secondly, there's just the fact that the close range damage is fine, but it's a 4-hit kill at 680 RPM. That's not really the greatest ever or anything. It's going to feel a bit like the Scar L, where it doesn't fire super fast and it doesn't have great close range hits to kill. So if you're not hitting your shots in various CQC ranges, it's going to feel like a bit of a pea shooter, and I feel like that's why it's kind of hated on, is because it's going to not 3-hit kill. Doesn't mean it's bad in close range or bad at all. This is probably kind of an underrated AUG, but I would give this one an 8 out of 10. It's a very good no recoil gun. I wouldn't give it anywhere near a 10 out of 10 because the Scar L is straight up just kind of better. But if you want similar stuff to the Scar L, but you want to have a little bit more RPM, then it's actually really good. Scar L 9mm, kind of better, but that's a whole different story. The Scar L 9mm is a little bit different. But yeah, the default Scar L fires a bit slower than this, but I just really prefer the 4-hit kill at any range that the Scar L gives you. And also, I think the Scar L reloads faster, but the reload time on this is not too bad. Yeah, 2.2 versus 2.8, kind of a big difference. But next up, we have the AUG A1 Para. Now, the AUG A1 Para has a faster fire rate and will be able to 3-hit kill 255 studs and will be a 6-hit kill at long range, but has a very good min damage range. So if you want a tiny bit more RPM, better close range damage, but a smaller magazine, and kind of just worse ranged performance overall, then the AUG A1 Para is pretty good for that. I'm gonna be real, Scar L 9mm is better. It does more damage. It has about the same ranges. It holds up better over range. It possibly has better recoil, but that's kind of debatable. It has a bigger magazine. It has more reserve ammo. This is a good conversion, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 simply because the Scar L 9mm conversion exists. Still pretty good, but 7 out of 10. But next up, we have the AUG A2. Now, the AUG A2 has a little bit more RPM than the AUG A1. It's only 20 more, but it's kind of, you can feel it. You can feel the difference in RPM. It kind of has a little bit worse recoil, but I'm gonna be real, they're both laser beams. The big thing here is the damage. The damage on the AUG A2 is a little bit different. It does 34 to 20 instead of 30 to 23. So it's actually still going to be a 5-hit kill at range, but not have quite as good of a 4-hit kill range. But what it does to make up for that is very good. It gives it a 3-hit kill range in closer range. So basically, you're going to be able to kill with 3 shots to the body instead of 4, which I'm going to be real, that's kind of the golden standard for any kind of really good overall kind of assault rifle PDW. You want a 3-hit kill in close range. Like a 2-shot headshot would be cool, but it's not on this gun. But the 3-hit kill to the body, that's what really makes this set apart from the other AUG guns in the game, at least the assault rifle ones, because AUG A3 can't 3-shot to the body. This one can 3-shot to the body, which is cool. I guess the AUG A3 has a conversion, but we'll talk about that in a bit. You gotta keep in mind that this gun is still a laser beam. It's got the same velocity and it's got similar recoil, so it's going to beam pretty much just as well as the AUG A1, although you're not going to be able to 4-hit kill as far, so it might not do quite as good over range as you would expect, but it does have a little bit extra RPM, which is nice. So if you're missing some shots shots, you're going to be firing faster and able to hit an extra shot a little bit faster. Not that it's a big deal, it's only 20 RPM. It's not going to make or break your time to kill or anything, but because this has a 3-hit kill in close range, that's really what makes this the AUG A1 killer, in my opinion. I'd give this gun a 9 out of 10. I don't think it's the best gun in the game, but I'd say it's definitely one of the top tier, maybe top 5 assault rifles that's just so consistently good. Everybody's using it in the SEL build of the game, which is the competitive build, because you're allowed to use it. A lot of the guns are banned in SEL if they're too good, and since this is just going to be overall really nice, it hasn't been banned in SEL, which is pretty cool. But next up, we have the 7.62 x 39mm conversion on the AUG A2, and this will increase your damage from 34 to 20 to 36 to 24. So you're going to get 2 extra damage close range and 4 extra damage long range, as well as getting a slight torso multiplier and a better overall damage ranges. So basically, this will allow your gun to 2-shot kill to the head and 4-hit kill to the torso at any range. However, you get 20 rounds and a lot more recoil. It's not the most more recoil or anything. Honestly, for a 7.62 gun, it's pretty accurate. It's just not quite as accurate as the default AUG A2. But I'm gonna be real, this conversion, when it first came out, I was really enjoying it. I don't think it's necessarily the best gun ever made for conversions, but I would give it an 8 out of 10. I do feel like, while the 2-shot headshot is cool and all, and the 4-hit kill torso at range is cool and all, but you have to hit all 4 torsos, so it's not gonna happen too often. The increased recoil, the reduced magazine capacity, the reduced velocity, it all makes this a little bit not quite as good, but I'm going to be real, if you want extra damage, this is a great conversion. Do not run hollow point, because hollow point on the AUG A2 is kind of a scam. It doesn't really change anything about your gun except making it fall off super hard and do no headshot damage. Since it doesn't make the gun a 2-shot, it's already a 3-shot kill, so I do not recommend that you use that conversion. However, AUG A2 7.62, if you want the extra damage, there's a lot of downsides to this. The recoil control is really good still, but it's not like quite as great, as you can see. Although all you got to do is like pull down after that first shot, and it's going to be kind of accurate, I'm not going to lie. The first shot recoil is really the problem, and then you get some pretty accurate recoil. I definitely recommend it over using like AP, hollow point, any other ammo type on the AUG A2, because this has some, yes, kind of drastic effects on your gun, but like good effects, so I really recommend it. But next up, we have the AUG A3. Now, the AUG A3 is kind of similar to the AUG A1. It does a little bit better close range damage, but worse long range damage, but I'm going to be real, that's not really what matters on this gun. What really matters is the fact that it has a little bit worse damage ranges. However, it doesn't have that annoying sight that goes below your actual sight that you put on your gun, unless you actually like that scope, but I don't really like it. And also, what the heck? It has a faster rate of fire. It's kind of just better to use the AUG A3 than the AUG A1. The RPM and the ranges is the deciding factor. So if you want to have a better 4-hit kill range on the AUG A1, then use the AUG A1. And if you want to have a little bit more RPM and don't really care as much about your ranges, then use the AUG A3. I prefer the AUG A3 personally, but they're pretty close as well. AUG A1 might feel sluggish for some people and might feel like more robust and accurate for other people. It's really just personal preference, I'm not gonna lie. None of these guns are going to be like the worst gun you've ever seen. In fact, all of them are really good. And I would say just because this slightly edges out the AUG A1, in my opinion, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, because yeah, it's accurate and the RPM is just a little bit better. And I think the reload time is a little bit faster as well, which is nice. It's not a huge problem. The reloads on the AUGs are nothing to write home about or anything. They used to be a lot worse, and then they actually buffed them, which was really nice. They had like an overall AUG buff, which was pretty cool, considering the guns were never really trash at any point in the game's history, but before their buff, they were like kind of overshadowed by other guns in the game. But then 300 Blackout. Now, 300 Blackout on the AUG A3 is kind of similar to 7.62. It will reduce your velocity by the same amount, and it also will increase your recoil. And in this case, it will give you a 2-shot headshot and a 3-shot body, but not quite as far. And it does not give you torso multiplier, but it does give you 23.5 min damage. However, that's still not going to be a 4-hit kill. So you're going to be a 3-hit kill, 2-shot kill headshot, down to still a 5-hit kill at range. However, this does not make your magazine smaller. It will just make your recoil a bit worse. It's really not that great in terms of recoil after this. It's still accurate. It just has a little bit of wave to it. I definitely recommend switching off of the ARS suppressor and moving to like a compensator or something like that. You do get a 3-hit kill, you do get a 2-shot headshot. It's not the farthest range for it, it's about like 50 studs, and if you really think about it, you may as well kind of use the AUG A2 at that point. But AUG A2 doesn't do as great min damage, and also it doesn't really have as great RPM. It's very similar, but it's not quite as good. I'm gonna be real, this conversion is honestly kind of on par with the AUG A3. If you want the 2-shot headshot, it's really good, and the recoil is not super great, but with the comp compensator, it's not bad either. I definitely recommend it. I feel like it's definitely better than using like 7.62 because the 20 rounds and a ton of recoil is not really worth the upsides. The AUG A2 7.62 does have the AUG A3 300 blackout conversion beat in a couple of scenarios, but I'm gonna be real, if you want the extra RPM, a little bit less recoil, and a similar damage profile, but you still have a 30 round magazine, I really think it's pretty good. Also, people will run hollow point on the AUG A3. This will give you a 3-hit kill, but you can still beam people. The reason I don't use this is because headshot damage is pretty trash after that. Hollow point will reduce your headshot multi by like 80%, as well as the fact that you fall off. You fall off at range. The 3-hit kill range is fine, but it's not really super great. And at 107 studs, you're going to be doing 17 instead of 21 at 119 studs. I guess I'm using ARS, so it would be 140 studs. Now we're on to our only PDW AUG, and that is the AUG A3 Para. Now I'm going to be running the best setup on this gun, which is, in my opinion, Coyote, Osprey, Stubby, Green Laser plus P. I guess you could switch to Tri-Laser. Basically, what you can expect from this one is more of a PDW damage profile, which is a 3-hit kill in close range and a 6-shot kill at long range. However, this gun fires way faster than the other AUGs in the game by about 60 more RPM than the AUG A3 and like 100 more RPM than the AUG A1. So it's going to fire a lot faster than the other AUGs in the game, and also can 3-shot kill farther than something like the 300 blackout conversion on the AUG A3, which is pretty crazy. The disadvantages, of course, are lower velocity, but really not by a lot. Actually, really not by anything. Worse min damage than most of the other ones. If you wanted a Para AUG, this is the one for you. In fact, if you want an AUG, this is probably the one for you. This is arguably the best PDW in the entire game. The velocity is so crazy. Why is it as good as like an AUG A2, even though it fires 9 by 19 millimeters? It got super hyped after the buff because it should have been super hyped. It was super broken, and it still is super broken, and you don't see it quite as much, but yeah, it's still just as good. In fact, I have no idea why people aren't using this gun. Maybe people got tired of like maining it or something, because yeah, it's just amazing. Honestly, if you wanted to go for like a 100 kill game, this might be the one for you. I think between this and Scar L9mm, I feel like these would be the two guns that I would probably consistently get 100 kill games with, because 3-hit kill up close, not great damage at range or anything, but like decent damage at range, very low recoil, pretty quick RPM, big magazines, and they're just so accurate. Even if this was a 4-hit kill, it really wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be great or anything, but it would still fire a lot faster than the AUG A1, so you could still like kind of destroy people. And yeah, it's insane. Frick, I didn't get that kill. It's been about a minute and a half and I already have 10 kills, so I could probably get a 100 kill game if I like mega sweated right now, but you know, I'm recording a video. I'm not going to mega sweat for a 100 kill game. But yeah, this gun is insane. 10 out of 10. Then we have AUG A3 Para 40 Smith & Wesson. Now, 40 Smith & Wesson is weird. It will reduce your close range damage, but increase your min damage. It'll also make your ranges kind of worse. You'll have a smaller magazine. I guess I don't know, the gun already is so accurate, so it's not really affecting recoil. It just makes your gun like more consistent in terms of damage at range, which is cool. It's going to be a 4 to a 5 shot. For close range, this is kind of I don't know, like it's decent. It's on par with like an AUG A1. It's somewhat good. It's somewhat consistent in terms of damage. I just don't really understand why you would run this over the default one, but I guess if you want to use it at range, it's fine. But like, let's be real, the gun's already great at range. It's not really necessary to be running something else on the gun that removes the 3-hit kill range, the RPM, and a lot of stuff that makes it really great. But I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely not bad. It's really insane in terms of a lot of guns. When it's compared to the other AUG guns, it's not like as much of a almost direct upgrade like the default gun is. And when you compare it to the default gun, you're just like, I don't know why I would be using it. Okay, fella. Last up, we have the AUG H-BAR. Now, this is a very slow-firing AUG, the slowest-firing AUG in the game, but not by too much. It has 650 RPM. The AUG A1 has 680, so this is only like 50 RPM off of most of the AUGs in the game. This will do 31 to 23, and it has insane damage ranges, so a very good 4-hit kill range. It used to be able to 4-hit kill any range, but it can't do that now. It used to be so much more broken. However, it has a 42-round mag, lots of reserve ammo, 210, which is just 90 more than the default. Great ranges and insane velocity. It actually has, with 223 Remington, the same hits to kill and also still higher velocity than the other AUGs, even though it's using an ammo type that heavily reduces your velocity, which is pretty crazy. It also comes with alt aim, which is cool, but like this gun, yeah, it just doesn't have recoil at all. It's on the slower side for RPM, reload time, handling, and everything like that, but if you want like a gun that just absolutely beams and doesn't necessarily do the best in terms of time to kill, but like it will always hit its shots, so does it really matter? you know what I'm saying? Then use this gun. This gun is not fair, in my opinion. It's another 10 out of 10. It's the only AUG that really heavily competes with the A3 Para. Not in terms of like close range, but in terms of like overall being an insane gun. Like this is really up there as well. This used to be the best gun in the game. Now it's not really the best. I mean, it's kind of still one of the best, if not the best gun in the game, because it's just too accurate. All they have to do to make this more balanced is kind of just make it less accurate. Like they did it before. It's actually gotten worse recoil. It used to have even better recoil than this, which is really saying a lot considering like this gun, if you're watching this video, you can tell it's very accurate. So the fact that it's actually gotten worse recoil than it used to have is really saying a lot. And also the velocity being so incredibly strong makes this gun more accurate than pretty much everything else in the game. You know, like the Scar Hammer is really accurate, but not as accurate as this. Anyways, gamers, that is every AUG ranked in Phantom Forces. Make sure to comment your favorite AUG down below, and also like the video if you enjoyed. But I will see you guys in the next one. Oh shoot, that's the entire enemy team. Wait. What? That guy was back there? Okay, see you guys.